Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome to Watch This Now. If you're sitting at home having cleared through your list on Netflix wondering what to watch next, well, you clicked on the right video because there's a whole bunch of new content coming to the Netflix streaming service and we are all ready to binge the hell out of it. Unless, of course, you are someone like me who is considered an essential worker in this time, and you would love to experience this glorious quarantine that everyone's talking about. I'd love to just stop working and stay at home and make videos all day, but I don't get to do that. But if you are like me and still have to work in this crazy time, then you probably want to come home, put your feet up, and watch something good. So I'm going to give you the best recommendations for movies coming to Netflix in the month of April. There are a ton of movies dropping April 1st, so let's get things started with The Girl with All the Gifts, because it's a zombie apocalypse movie. We're all in the mood for that right now. We also get the romantic comedy 40 Days and 40 Nights, starring Josh Hartnett as a man who decides to give up sex for 40 days and 40 nights. I'm not sure that's how Lent works, but if you need a nostalgia bomb from the early 2000s, this one will do it for you. Bloodsport is an action thriller from the 80s starring Jean-Claude Van Damme as a man who enters an intense martial arts competition, and this served as the basis for Mortal Kombat, which is a game I loved growing up. I played all those games. Mortal Kombat 3 forever. Mortal Kombat is also streaming on Netflix April 1st. How about that for a double feature? The Hangover is a raunchy comedy starring Bradley Cooper in a film where a group of friends head out for a bachelor party at Las Vegas when one of them goes missing and the others have to work their way through their hangover and try and decipher the clues from the night that they do not remember in order to figure out where their friend is. This movie is a comedy classic as far as I'm concerned. I remember seeing it like 3 times in theaters. If you haven't given The Hangover a watch in a while, I'll remind you that it is over 10 years old. God damn it, what is happening to time? Just Friends is a romantic comedy starring Ryan Reynolds as a man who returns to his hometown during Christmas when he tries to get the love of his life from his teen years, who is his best friend, to now see him as a sexual object, which, I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds. It shouldn't be that difficult, but this movie is absolutely hilarious. Anna Faris in this movie is my everything. This is easily one of my top 5 favorite comedies of all time. I'm not kidding. Deep Impact is a 90s disaster movie because there were no disaster movies like 90s disaster movies, and we're all just loving the whole end of the world theme these days, so I mean, watch it. Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke, the birth of this stoner comedy, follows the 2 comedians as they go through a series of wacky adventures, constantly toking that herb the entire time. And I actually think that this is a really well-structured comedy with plenty of hilarious scenarios and solid jokes. Salt is an action thriller starring Angelina Jolie as I don't really care. I don't really care about the plot of this movie. I know I've seen it, but just give me Angelina Jolie kicking ass. That's all I need. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a campy horror film from the late 80s about a group of alien clowns who come down to Earth and start turning people into giant balls of cotton candy. This movie is ridiculous. If you have never seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space, now is the time to check it out. Trust me, this movie is hilarious, even if you are afraid of clowns, as I am. This movie is just plain so crazy and off the wall, it needs to be seen to be believed. Lethal Weapon is an action buddy cop comedy starring Danny Glover and Mel Gibson, and all 4 Lethal Weapon movies will be available at the same time. Mud is an excellent drama about 2 teens who stumble upon Matthew McConaughey, this drifter man. This is just an interesting movie. All I have to say is just watch Mud. Just watch it. Taxi Driver is a Scorsese classic from the late 70s that stars Robert De Niro as a man on the verge who begins to lose it. And I have to say, if you loved Joker, then it is required viewing that you watch Taxi Driver. It is a must. Minority Report is a futuristic sci-fi thriller from Steven Spielberg that stars Tom Cruise as a police officer who tries to stop crimes before they happen. I haven't watched this one in a while, but I know it's great, so I'm gonna have to. The Social Network is a drama from David Fincher and written by Aaron Sorkin that follows the rise of Facebook and how Mark Zuckerberg is honestly Satan. The Perks of Being a Wallflower is a wonderful coming-of-age teen drama that is based on my personal favorite book of all time because I am an absolute child of a man. But in this movie, Logan Lerman stars as a socially awkward teenager who carves out a group of friends that are all his own and just like him. And oh my god, this is just the movie with all of the feels. It is one of those uplifting movies about the human spirit. It is so what you need right now in your life, I have to say. If you have not seen The Perks, oh my god, this is just, it's one of the greatest. Molly's Game is a high-stakes drama starring Jessica Chastain as a woman who runs a large poker operation, but eventually she goes down. And I have not seen this one, but Jessica Chastain is always giving those phenomenal performances, so I have to watch it for that alone. The Matrix is a sci-fi action film from the Wachowskis that stars Keanu Reeves as a man who does the backwards bend to avoid getting hit by bullets. Can't Hardly Wait is a 90s teen comedy that takes place over the course of one graduation night at a major party where all of the high schoolers gather, and this is a who's who of 90s stars. Seriously, Melissa Joan Hart, Jennifer Love Hewitt, all of the three named ladies, they are all in this movie. This has everyone. I love Can't Hardly Wait. This is honestly my personal, probably favorite teen movie ever. I love Can't Hardly Wait. Wildling is a movie starring Belle Powley as a young woman who I think is turning into a werewolf. That's what it seems like from the description, but I have not watched this one yet. However, I am looking forward to it, so I'll get back to you, but it looks to be kind of ginger snapsy, so I'm hoping so. If not, it's a waste of our time. Moving to April 2nd, we get The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, a classic western starring Clint Eastwood that I should have seen by now. I know, I'm doing it all wrong. I will be sitting there waiting on the second for this movie to be uploaded. On April 4th, we get Angel Has Fallen, the latest in the Has Fallen Gerard Butler action thriller series. I did not care for this movie because it was not good, but feel free to watch it if you want to. On April 5th, we get The Killing of a Sacred Deer, the Yorgos Lanthimos movie that is either going to make you fall in love with it or it is going to make your brain feel itchy. This movie is hard to watch. It is so weird. I do not love Lanthimos' style at all, but there is still something so fascinating about this movie that I have to keep watching it. I don't know what's wrong with me, but this movie has me under its spell. On April 16th, Despicable Me comes to Netflix, so if you've got some kids that you need to keep entertained and you've run out of stuff to watch, well, this will be at least one thing you can put on for them. On April 18th, we get The Green Hornet, the action comedy starring Seth Rogen as a low-rent Batman of sorts. I really like this movie. I don't get why it doesn't have more attention. This movie is hilarious and plenty of fun. On April 25th, we get The Artist, the black and white Best Picture winner that is a phenomenal film. I think this is one that people look back on and go, how did that win Best Picture? I think it was just a slow year. No! This movie is amazing! You might find it kind of boring and dated in a way, but I think that this is a fantastic example of visual storytelling. It doesn't matter that you don't have any dialogue to work with in this film because the images do it for you. This movie is so worth watching. I'm telling ya, it's worth it. But if you're like, screw you, Nick, I really don't believe you, then you can watch Django Unchained, which comes to Netflix the same exact day. And in this Quentin Tarantino, what do you even call his movies? There's Quentin Tarantino movies. Set in the 1800s, Jamie Foxx stars as a slave who teams up with Christoph Waltz to go on a revenge mission across the South. This is one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies. It is so good. It's very long, but I think this might actually be Tarantino's best. It is certainly, in my opinion, his most entertaining film. Lastly, on April 27th, we get Battle Los Angeles, a movie about an alien invasion. But again, with the whole end of the world, probably right around the corner, it doesn't hurt to get prepared, guys. Well, that is the best of the best coming to Netflix in April, and I'm happy to see plenty of things that I personally really enjoy, but I have to warn you, there is a lot that is leaving Netflix in April. Yes, it is not gonna be pretty. So make sure you stay tuned to my video for what is leaving Netflix because you are going to want to make a list. I am telling you now. But thank you so much for making it through this video. I greatly appreciate it as always, guys. Don't forget to hit the comments below to let me know what your favorites are. Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Watch This Now if you haven't already so that you can see all of these good uploads coming right at you. Because that's it for this video, but I won't stop you from watching another.